What's the most disturbing thing you've found in your attic? I only went up there because my mom asked me to grab the Christmas decorations. Our house is old, built in the 1942s, and the attic access is just a pull-down ladder in the hallway. I'd lived there for 3 years and maybe been up there twice. The storage area was cramped and dusty, filled with boxes my family had been accumulating for decades. I was looking for the big plastic bins marked Christmas when I noticed something that made me stop cold. Fresh footprints in the dust. Not old ones from when we moved in, but recent prints leading from the ladder to the far corner. I followed them with my phone's flashlight, my heart starting to race. In the corner, behind some old furniture, was a small area that had been cleared out. Someone had arranged boxes to create a hidden space, maybe 6 feet by 4 feet. There was a sleeping bag, a pillow, and a stack of books I recognized. The books were mine, from my bedroom downstairs, books I thought I'd just misplaced over the past few months. Next to them was a plastic bag with food wrappers and empty water bottles. Someone had been living in my attic, eating our food, reading my books, watching my family come and go below. I checked the dates on the receipts in the bag. The most recent was from yesterday. Whoever this was had been here within 24 hours, maybe was still coming here regularly. I started looking around more carefully and found other things that made my stomach turn. Photos printed from social media, tacked to the wooden beams, pictures of me, my younger sister Emma, my parents, photos of us that could only have been taken from inside the house by someone we trusted. There was also a notebook filled with handwriting documenting our daily routines. What time my dad left for work, when my mom went grocery shopping, when Emma got home from school. Someone had been studying us, learning our patterns, planning something. The handwriting looked familiar, but I couldn't place it. The writer knew details only someone close to us would know. They knew my dad's schedule changed on Wednesdays. They knew my mom went to yoga Thursday evenings. They knew Emma walked home alone when practice was canceled. I heard footsteps downstairs and nearly jumped out of my skin. My mom called up asking if I'd found the decorations yet. I managed to call back that I was still looking while my hands shook uncontrollably. That's when I found the phone. It was an older model, probably a burner, hidden under the pillow. I turned it on and the recent call log made my blood freeze. Dozens of calls to and from a number I recognized immediately. It was Emma's boyfriend, Marcus. Marcus had been dating my sister for 8 months. He came over for dinner regularly, knew our house layout, had slept over when my parents were out of town. I'd never liked him. Something about the way he watched Emma when he thought no one was looking. I scrolled through text messages between the phone and Marcus's number. They were planning something for Friday night when my parents would be at their anniversary dinner, something involving Emma. Something that required knowing exactly when everyone would be out of the house. I heard the front door open downstairs. Emma was home from school, calling out that Marcus was with her. I could hear them talking in the living room directly below me, their voices carrying up through the old house's thin floors. I looked back at the notebook and found an entry from today. "Everything is ready," it read. "Tonight we make our move." Then I heard footsteps climbing the attic ladder. I freeze, my muscles locking in place as the footsteps grow louder on the ladder. There's nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. The attic has only one way in or out. I quickly shove my phone into my pocket, the evidence of Marcus's secret life still displayed on the screen. His head appears first, then his shoulders, as he climbs up into the attic space. When his eyes meet mine, his face breaks into that easy smile I've seen 100 times at our dinner table. But now, knowing what I know, the smile looks wrong. Calculated. "Hey there," Marcus says casually, as if finding me in the attic isn't surprising at all. "Emma said your mom sent you up here for Christmas stuff." My heart hammers so hard I'm certain he can hear it. I try to position myself between him and the hidden living area, but it's obvious from the way his eyes flick past me that he's already noticed the disturbed space. The sleeping bag is visible, the corner of the notebook peeking out. "Yeah, I manage," my voice sounding strained even to my own ears. "Just looking for the decorations, haven't found them yet." Marcus steps fully into the attic now, blocking the only exit. He's wearing the same blue hoodie he always wears, hands casually tucked into the front pocket. As he shifts his weight, I notice something in his back pocket, the unmistakable outline of a knife handle partially concealed by his shirt. "Christmas decorations?" he asks, his tone too light, too casual. "Pretty sure I saw those over by the chimney stack last time I was up here." He gestures toward the opposite end of the attic, away from his hidden space. "Last time he was up here." He says it so naturally, like he has any reason to be in our attic, like this is normal. "When were you up here before?" I ask, trying to keep my voice steady. Marcus shrugs, taking a step closer. "Helped your dad bring up some boxes a few months back. You know, when Emma and I first started dating. 8 months. 8 months of him coming and going, learning our routines, documenting our lives. 8 months of him sleeping above our heads, watching us through the thin floors of this old house. Your sister's waiting downstairs," Marcus says, his eyes never leaving mine. "Let me help you find those decorations so we can get back down there." I notice how he positions himself, always between me and the exit, always blocking my escape route. His smile never wavers, but his eyes keep darting to his hidden space, then back to me, calculating how much I've seen, how much I know. "Sure," I say, forcing a smile. "That would be great. I have to pretend I don't know, have to act like everything's normal until I can figure a way out of this." My phone feels heavy in my pocket, the evidence, the lifeline, my only connection to help. "Those look like some of your books," Marcus says casually, nodding toward the stack of novels I'd found. "Emma said you were looking for them. Guess they got put up here by accident." He's testing me, seeing if I'll confront him. I can't let him know that I've discovered his plan, whatever it is, not while we're alone up here with him blocking the only exit. "Oh, yeah," I say, moving toward the plastic bin stacked near the chimney. Mom's always putting stuff in weird places. Thanks for spotting those. Marcus follows me, staying close. Too close. I can smell his cologne, the same scent that lingers in our house after his visits. I wonder how often he's been here when we thought we were alone. So, he says, reaching past me to move a box, his arm brushing mine. Emma tells me your parents are going out for their anniversary dinner on Friday. The words from the notebook flash in my mind. Tonight we make our move. Whatever he's planning, it's happening today, not Friday. He's trying to throw me off. Yeah, I say, pretending to examine a box label. Some fancy restaurant downtown. That's nice, Marcus says, watching me intently. Maybe Emma and I will hang out here, watch a movie or something. My fingers brush against something plastic, one of the Christmas bins. I pull it toward me, desperate for any excuse to get downstairs. Found them, I say with forced enthusiasm. These are the ones Mom wanted. Marcus nods slowly, then reaches for the bin. Let me carry that down for you. It looks heavy. I've got it, I insist, pulling the bin closer. I insist, Marcus says, his smile tightening at the corners. What kind of boyfriend would I be if I let you struggle with that while I just watched? He reaches for the bin again, and I have no choice but to let him take it. As he lifts it, I notice the knife in his back pocket shift, becoming more visible. He catches me looking and turns slightly, adjusting his shirt to cover it again. After you, he says, gesturing toward the ladder with the bin in his arms. It's a trap. If I go down first, I'll be vulnerable with him above me. If I insist he goes first, he'll know I suspect something. Emma, I call out suddenly, hoping my voice carries downstairs. We found the Christmas stuff. Can you come help? Marcus's expression darkens for just a moment before he catches himself. She's in the bathroom, he says quickly. Come on, let's surprise her with these. I hear Emma's voice from downstairs, faint but unmistakable. Did someone call me? Relief floods through me. She's still there. I'm not alone with him. We're coming down, I shout back, then turn to Marcus, with what I hope looks like an innocent smile. You go first with the bin. It's tricky navigating the ladder. For a moment, I think he might refuse, but then he nods and starts backing down the ladder with the bin balanced carefully. I follow close behind, my phone still in my pocket, my mind racing through limited options for what happens once we reach the bottom. Whatever Marcus has planned for tonight, I need to stop it. Somehow. Marcus takes a step closer, still holding the Christmas bin and wearing that too-perfect smile. I can see the calculation behind his eyes as he scans my face for any sign that I know what's really going on. Let me go first, he says, backing down the ladder with practiced ease, like he's done this 100 times before. I follow him down, my legs shaky. As we reach the bottom, Emma appears in the hallway, phone in hand. Finally, I was wondering what was taking so long, she says, giving Marcus a quick kiss on the cheek. Mom just texted asking if we found the decorations. We did, I say, watching Marcus carefully, right where they always are. Emma leads us to the kitchen, where Marcus sets the bin down on the table. I slide into a chair, positioning myself to keep both of them in view. My phone feels like it's burning a hole in my pocket. I'm gonna grab some water, Emma says, walking to the fridge. Anyone else want some? While her back is turned, I pull my phone out under the table and frantically type a text. Call Dad immediately. Emergency. I hit send just as Marcus glances my way. So, Marcus says, leaning against the counter with casual confidence. I was just telling your sister how excited I am for Friday night. Emma returns with water bottles. Yeah, it's going to be fun having the house to ourselves while Mom and Dad are at their anniversary dinner. Just the two of us, Marcus says, his eyes fixed on me with uncomfortable intensity. No interruptions. I force a smile while my thumb moves under the table, typing another text to Emma without looking. 911. Not joking. What movie were you thinking of watching? I ask, trying to sound normal. Oh, I don't know if we'll have time for movies, Marcus replies. I have something special planned. My phone vibrates. Emma's response? She hasn't looked at her phone yet. Marcus shifts slightly, his eyes flicking down to my hands under the table. What are you doing? He asks, his voice still friendly but with an edge that wasn't there before. Just checking my schedule. I lie, bringing my phone up to show a calendar app I quickly opened. I might go to Sarah's Friday night if you guys want privacy. Emma's phone chimes. She pulls it out, reads my text, and looks at me with confusion. What emergency? Dad's at work. Marcus moves closer, casually positioning himself to see her screen. His expression hardens for just a split second before the smile returns. Everything okay? He asks Emma, placing a hand on her shoulder. I don't know. My sibling's being weird, she says, holding up her phone to show him my text. Marcus laughs, but it sounds hollow. Probably just messing with you. I need to get Emma away from him, even for a minute. Em, can you help me with something in my room real quick? Girl stuff. Before she can answer, Marcus sits down at the table across from me, his eyes never leaving mine. You know, it's funny you found me in the attic today. The air in the room changes instantly. Emma looks between us, confused. What do you mean? She asks. Marcus leans forward, elbows on the table. I've been spending a lot of time up there lately. Your family never checks the attic. He laughs, but there's no humor in it. It's the perfect spot, really. Emma's brow furrows. What are you talking about? Why would you be in our attic? Emma didn't tell you? Marcus asks me, feigning surprise. She invited me to stay. I've been living there for months now. What? No, I didn't, Emma exclaims, her face paling. I watch the lie form in real time, see Marcus constructing his story to turn Emma against me, to make her doubt herself. Don't you remember? Marcus says, his voice gentle now, manipulative. After that fight with your parents about your curfew, you said you wished I could be closer, that I could protect you. Emma shakes her head. I never said you could live in our attic. That's insane. I can see the doubt creeping into her expression. Not doubt about what she knows to be true, but doubt about Marcus. Maybe for the first time. I found your hideout, I say directly to Marcus, deciding to confront him. The sleeping bag, the photos, the notebook. I know what you're planning. Marcus's face changes, the mask slipping. His eyes darken and his jaw tightens. Emma looks horrified. What photos? What notebook? She asks. Before Marcus can respond, both our phones ring simultaneously. It's our parents' ringtone. Emma answers, putting it on speaker. Hey kids. Mom's cheerful voice fills the kitchen. Dad and I are finishing up early. We'll be home in about 20 minutes. Is Marcus still there? We can all have dinner together. The change in Marcus is immediate and terrifying. His entire body tenses, and his hand moves toward his back pocket, toward the knife. Yeah, Mom. Emma responds, oblivious to the danger. Marcus is still here. Wonderful. See you soon, Mom says before hanging up. Marcus stands slowly, his friendly facade completely gone now. The kitchen feels smaller suddenly, like the walls are closing in. He moves to block the doorway, the same way he blocked the attic exit earlier. You weren't supposed to find that, he says quietly. Tonight was supposed to be perfect. Emma looks between us, finally sensing the tension. What's going on? Your boyfriend has been living in our attic, I tell her, not taking my eyes off Marcus. He's been watching us, documenting our routines. He has pictures of us sleeping, Emma. He's been planning something for tonight. Marcus's hand is on the knife now, partially drawing it from his pocket. You've ruined everything, he whispers. My phone is still in my hand. I need to call for help, but I can't take my eyes off the knife. Emma is frozen in place, the truth finally dawning on her face as she looks at the stranger standing in our kitchen. 20 minutes. We just need to survive 20 minutes until our parents get home. You've ruined everything, Marcus whispers, his eyes darting between Emma and me. The kitchen feels impossibly small now. Marcus stands blocking the only exit, his hand hovering near the knife in his back pocket. Emma's face has drained of color as the truth about her boyfriend finally sinks in. What was your plan? I ask, trying to keep my voice steady. I need to keep him talking until our parents get home. 20 minutes. We just need to survive 20 minutes. Marcus's lips curl into a smile that doesn't reach his eyes. Friday was perfect. Your parents at their anniversary dinner. No one to interrupt us. He looks at Emma. We were going to leave together. I had it all worked out. Leave? What are you talking about? Emma's voice trembles. I found the maps in your notebook, I say. The routes you'd marked. You weren't planning a date night. You were planning to take her away. Marcus's jaw tightens. You wouldn't understand. Emma and I belong together, away from everyone else. He takes a step forward. I've been watching you for months, learning your routines. Thursdays when your mom goes to yoga. Wednesdays, when your dad's schedule changes. I know everything about this family. Emma backs away until she hits the counter. You've been living in our attic all this time? I did it for us, Marcus insists, his voice softening when he looks at her. So we could be together without interruptions. I've been there for months, listening to you through the floor. I could hear everything. A chill runs down my spine as I think about all the private conversations, all the nights we thought we were alone in the house. That's why my books kept disappearing, I say, the realization hitting me, and why Emma thought she heard noises at night. I never took anything you'd miss right away, Marcus says proudly, like he's explaining a clever trick, just enough to make my space comfortable. I was careful. I glance at my phone under the table, trying to think of a way to call for help without Marcus noticing. Emma follows my gaze and gives me the slightest nod. She understands. The pictures, Emma says suddenly, her voice cracking. The ones on the beams. Did you take those while we were sleeping? Marcus's expression softens. You look so peaceful when you sleep. I needed something to look at when I couldn't be near you. While his attention is on Emma, I slide my thumb across my phone screen, trying to dial 911 without looking down. Marcus's head snaps toward me. Put the phone down, he demands, his hand moving to his back pocket. Now, I freeze, my finger hovering over the call button. Marcus, please, Emma pleads. This isn't right. You know this isn't right. It's the only way, he shouts, his composure finally cracking. Your family would never understand what we have. They were going to keep us apart. I heard them talking about colleges for you, places far away from here. I couldn't let that happen. I press the emergency call button just as Marcus lunges across the table for my phone. His weight sends the Christmas bin crashing to the floor, ornaments shattering across the kitchen tiles. Emma screams as Marcus grabs my wrist, twisting until pain shoots up my arm and I drop the phone. It skitters across the floor, the 911 operator's voice faintly audible. 911. What's your emergency? Marcus kicks the phone away and pulls the knife from his pocket, the blade catching the kitchen light. I didn't want it to be like this, he says, his voice eerily calm again. This wasn't the plan. Emma moves toward the door, but Marcus blocks her path. Don't, he warns. We're still leaving tonight, both of us. You're not taking her anywhere, I say, trying to position myself between them. Marcus points the knife at me. You don't get to decide that. You never liked me. I could tell from the first time we met. Always watching me, always suspicious. For good reason, I shoot back. You've been stalking my sister. It's not stalking when it's love, he insists, his eyes wild now. Emma understands. Don't you, Emma? Emma's gaze is fixed on the knife. Marcus, please put that down. We can talk about this. There's nothing to talk about anymore, he says, grabbing her arm. We're leaving now, before your parents get home. I lunge forward, desperation overriding fear. Marcus swings the knife toward me, and I barely manage to dodge backward, feeling the blade slice through my shirt sleeve. Emma screams again, louder this time, and wrenches her arm free. She grabs a vase from the counter and hurls it at Marcus. It shatters against his shoulder, sending water and flowers everywhere. Emma, Marcus cries out, momentarily stunned. What are you doing? I use the distraction to dive for my phone, but Marcus recovers quickly. He corners us against the kitchen counter, knife extended. His face is different now, no trace of the charming boyfriend who came to family dinners. This is who he really is. Nobody is going anywhere, he says, breathing heavily. Not until you understand. I did all of this for us, Emma. Everything was for us. Footsteps sound on the front porch. Our parents are home early. Relief floods through me, but Marcus hears it too. His eyes dart to the hallway, then back to us. I can't let them take you away from me, he whispers to Emma, raising the knife. The front door opens. Kids, we're home early, Mom's voice calls out cheerfully. In here, I shout. Dad, help. Marcus lunges forward just as Dad appears in the kitchen doorway. His eyes widen at the scene, the broken ornaments, the knife, the terror on our faces. What the hell? Dad steps into the kitchen, his body tensing. Stay back, Marcus warns, waving the knife. This doesn't concern you. Dad's face hardens as he assesses the situation. Marcus, put down the knife, now. You don't understand, Marcus says, his voice breaking. None of you understand. Mom appears behind Dad, gasping at the scene. Oh my God, Emma! Marcus backs up, keeping the knife pointed at all of us, his plan unraveling before his eyes. I just wanted us to be together, he says to Emma, desperation in his voice. That's all I ever wanted. Sirens wail in the distance. The 911 call went through after all. Marcus's face contorts with rage and panic. You called them? He screams, lunging toward me again. Dad moves with surprising speed, grabbing Marcus's arm and twisting until the knife clatters to the floor. They struggle, crashing into the table as Mom rushes to Emma and pulls her away. I dive for the knife, kicking it under the refrigerator where Marcus can't reach it. The sirens grow louder, almost at our house now. Marcus fights like a cornered animal, all pretense gone. She's mine, he shouts as Dad pins him against the wall. She belongs with me. Blue lights flash through the windows as police cars pull into our driveway. Within seconds, officers flood our kitchen, weapons drawn. Police! Everyone freeze! Dad releases Marcus, stepping back as the officers take control. They force Marcus to the ground, handcuffing him as he continues to shout Emma's name. Emma collapses into Mom's arms, sobbing uncontrollably. I stand there shaking, adrenaline still coursing through my body as an officer approaches me. Are you the one who called 911? He asks. I nod, unable to find my voice. You did the right thing, he says, placing a steady hand on my shoulder. He can't hurt anyone now. As they lead Marcus out of our house, he locks eyes with me one last time. The hatred in his gaze makes my blood run cold. This isn't over, his eyes seem to say. This will never be over. But for now, at least, we're safe. The nightmare, hidden in our attic, has finally been exposed to the light. It's been 3 months since the police led Marcus away in handcuffs. 3 months of restless nights, therapy sessions, and trying to piece our lives back together. The detective handling our case, a woman named Ramirez with tired eyes and a gentle voice, calls me every few weeks with updates. We found more journals, she tells me during our latest call. Marcus kept detailed records going back years. This wasn't his first time doing this. I sit at our new kitchen table, in our new house, gripping the phone tightly. What do you mean? There were 2 other girls before Emma, different cities, different states. He'd follow the same pattern, charm them, gain their trust, then start planning how to isolate them completely. My stomach twists as I think about how close he came to succeeding with Emma. If I hadn't gone into the attic that day looking for Christmas decorations, if I hadn't noticed the footprints in the dust, neither of the previous girls pressed charges. Detective Ramirez continues. They were too afraid, but they've come forward now, after seeing Marcus's arrest in the news. Their testimonies will help build the case against him. After I hang up, I find Emma sitting on the porch swing of our new house. We moved 3 weeks after the incident. Mom and Dad couldn't stand the thought of staying in the old place, knowing someone had been living above our heads, watching us through the floors. None of us could sleep there anymore. Was that Detective Ramirez? Emma asks, her voice smaller than it used to be. I nod, sitting beside her. They found more evidence, and other victims. Emma wraps her arms around herself, a gesture she's developed since that night. I keep thinking about all the signs I missed. 8 months, and I never suspected anything. None of us did, I remind her. He was careful. He knew exactly what he was doing. The guilt weighs heaviest on Emma. In therapy, she talks about feeling responsible, about how she brought Marcus into our lives. Dr. Linden, our family therapist, reminds her every session that she was a victim, not an accomplice. But I see the doubt lingering in her eyes. They found duplicate keys in his things, I tell her. That's how he got in and out without us noticing. Emma stares at her hands. He took them from my keyring once, said he needed to get something from his car. I never even noticed they were missing. Our new house came with a state-of-the-art security system. Dad insisted on it. Motion sensors, cameras at every entrance, alerts that go straight to our phones if any door or window opens. Sometimes the notifications wake me at night, and I lie frozen in terror until I realize it's just the system doing a routine check. Did they say when the trial will be? Emma asks. Not yet. They're still gathering evidence. I don't tell her about the maps they found in Marcus's storage unit, detailed escape routes leading to remote cabins in 3 different states. I don't tell her about the fake IDs with her photo on them, or the journal entries describing how he planned to help her forget her old life. Some things are better left unsaid, at least until she's stronger. Mom appears in the doorway, hovering like she often does now. She's developed a habit of checking on us constantly, counting heads, making sure we're all where we're supposed to be. Dinner's almost ready, she says. Dad just got home. At dinner, we try to maintain a sense of normalcy. Dad talks about work. Mom mentions her yoga class. She found a new studio near our new house. Still goes on Thursdays. And Emma even laughs at something I say. It's a fragile normalcy, but we cling to it. After dinner, Dad pulls me aside while Mom and Emma clean up. The restraining order came through today, he says quietly. It's official now. He can't come within 500 feet of any of us or contact us in any way. Like that would stop him, I mutter. Dad's face hardens. He's not getting out anytime soon, the prosecutor says with all the evidence, plus the testimony from the other victims. He's looking at serious time. I want to believe that, but I remember the look in Marcus's eyes as the police led him away. The hatred, the obsession, the promise that this wasn't over. I installed another camera today, Dad continues. In the backyard, facing the woods, just to be safe. Our new house sits at the end of a cul-de-sac, backing up to a small wooded area. Beautiful and private, the real estate agent had said. Now that privacy feels more threatening than comforting. The court-mandated therapy has been helping all of us. Dr. Linden specializes in trauma and family therapy. She's teaching us coping mechanisms, helping us process what happened. Emma goes twice a week for individual sessions on top of our family appointments. The hardest part, Emma told me last week after a particularly difficult session, is knowing he was there all along, listening to everything, watching us sleep. She shuddered. I keep thinking about all the private conversations we had. Things I told you about him while he was right above us, hearing every word. The invasion of privacy feels endless. Layers upon layers of violation that we're still discovering. Last week, the police returned some of our belongings that Marcus had taken to his attic space. Emma's hairbrush, a bracelet she thought she'd lost, some of my books. Each item feels tainted now, impossible to reclaim. At night, I still check under my bed, in my closet, behind the shower curtain. Old habits from childhood, but they feel necessary again. Dad does his rounds before bed, checking every lock, every window, the security system. Mom keeps a baseball bat beside her bed. We're healing, but slowly. Emma has started talking about college again, something she'd stopped doing after the incident. She's looking at schools with good security, campuses with emergency call boxes and escort services. Her trust is shattered, but her determination isn't. I'm not letting him take my future, she told me yesterday. He's already taken too much. The police found the notebook from the attic, the one with Marcus's familiar handwriting documenting our routines. Thursday evenings when Mom went to yoga, Wednesday when Dad's schedule changed. The entry for that day, tonight we make our move, still makes my blood run cold. Detective Ramirez explained his plan. He was going to drug Emma that night, convince her to leave with him while our parents were out. He had a car waiting 3 blocks away, untraceable, with new identities for both of them. You saved your sister, she told me. If you hadn't found his hideout when you did, I don't let myself finish that thought. Sometimes I still wake up thinking I hear footsteps in the attic, even though our new house doesn't have one. The mind plays tricks after trauma, Dr. Linden says. Phantom sounds, hypervigilance, constantly scanning for threats, all normal responses. But we're getting better. Last week, Emma smiled at a joke I made, a real smile that reached her eyes. Mom went an entire day without checking the security cameras. Dad slept through the night without getting up to check the locks. Small victories, but victories nonetheless. As I get ready for bed, I catch myself staring at the ceiling, listening for movement that isn't there. Old habits die hard. But tonight, instead of giving in to the fear, I send Emma a text. Want to watch a movie in my room? I've got popcorn. A minute later, she appears in my doorway, pillow in hand. As long as it's not a horror movie. We fall asleep with the TV still on. A comedy playing quietly in the background. For the first time in months, neither of us has nightmares. We're going to be okay. Not today, not tomorrow, but someday. Marcus took our sense of safety, but he couldn't take our family. If anything, he made it stronger. And that's something he never planned for.